So I believe we're live. Hi, how are you? This is Crypto Bernie, and I have the pleasure to meet Lucas Rubix for my first time. He has been, I was talking to him, has been my mentor in the crypto world since the beginning. He didn't knew it. He just noticed that I've learned my first steps here in around crypto and DeFi. And I wanted to talk about and learn more about what CryptoLabs do and try to speak to everyone else about what you do and try to teach them and have the opportunity for other guys to learn as well as I did. Hi, how are you, Lucas?
Good, man. Thanks for having me, and I hope I can deliver some value to you and to anyone else who may be watching or ends up watching. So, yeah, I'm just
Surely.
here. Let me serve. Tell me how I can serve.
No, I wanted to show the people about what you do, about Crypto Labs, about the Underdog program. You're changing everything around your company and Crypto Labs. My native language is not English, so
Yeah,
as
all
you
good.
notice,
What is the native
but
language? What's your
Spanish,
original language? Spanish.
Spanish, yeah.
We lived in Mexico for 6 months, and then we were in Panama for 2 months, and I was taking Spanish lessons, and I was doing okay at the end. As in, like, I could go to the grocery store and like I could survive. And 2 years later, I don't remember anything. You need to stay consistent with it.
You were just some time ago in Panama. Also, I saw you
And in Panama
visiting.
as well, yeah. Really like
That's
Panama
great.
City.
Yeah, it's amazing, and they do a lot of investment. So
They do a lot.
this channel is normally in Spanish, but every time I have someone in English, we have to speak in English, and we put subtitles, and everyone will hear. I don't know.
Cool.
They will start commenting, and there's a lot of people watching from Europe and Asia. I noticed that there's a lot of people from Vietnam and Thailand, and some people from Norway. I don't know where they come from, but I'm
Cool.
happy to have them here, and I use a lot of subtitles and closed caption to help them out because Spanish is not it's not the language for everyone. So I wanted to show everyone and ask you about your life, how you started here in crypto, and what happened to why crypto labs and all that.
Sure, yeah. Long story short, I'll say that I've never trusted banks, governments. My parents come from a communist country who escaped it. They never really had trust or faith in establishments for the most part. And so I grew up around that, always questioning the narrative, always questioning. We never had news. We didn't have a TV. I still don't have a TV. I just don't. If I'm going to bet on something, I'm going to bet on myself. If I'm going to trust someone, I'm going to trust my intuition. If I'm going to listen to an authority, it's going to be me and God. And we can go into a deeper discussion around that. But if God tells me to do something, I do it regardless of man's law. So I've always kind of had that philosophy. And during COVID, and I respect everyone's beliefs, of course, but I donated. I'm Canadian. I donated. Do you know the truckers convoy? Like that was a worldwide phenomenon, right?
No, I don't know what's that.
Anyway,
Sorry.
there was this truckers convoy, big rally of like thousands of these truckers. It made headlines across the world, and they were kind of rallying because all their jobs were being taken if they didn't get the thing, and some of them didn't want the thing. And so I supported them because I liked what was going on. So I donated some money to a legal cause, all that. And when the government made it illegal and was freezing people's bank accounts, that's when I was already in crypto and DeFi by then. Like I was already investing in Bitcoin and just kind of I was a hobbyist. But when that happened, I was like, nope. And I was sitting on not a ton of cash, but like the company balance sheets were probably $600,000 of cash, which is enough for me to be like, I don't want the bank having this much cash. And so I moved it all on chain, most of it on chain, and just basically became a little more really. I mean, when you have that much money in crypto, then you really start paying attention to what's going on. So that was kind of my journey into it. And then I was sitting on a bunch of gold. But when we left Canada to Mexico during COVID, I didn't know what to do with the gold. So I sold the gold and I traded it for Bitcoin. And that was kind of my entry into paying attention to what's going on. And that when you have money behind something, you really pay attention. So I just went deep down the rabbit hole. I spent 6 months, 12 hours a day studying DeFi and how the blockchain works, read every book I can on it, and then kind of turned the passion into a business as well.
Okay, I heard this story about you being a refugee from Poland, and
Yeah, I was a
I
little
heard that.
baby. My parents were. Yeah, I was a little baby in Italy there, and then my parents got immigrated to Canada when I was 1 year old or something.
Okay, and how do you work? What is the relationship with Colin? You're two guys working on it, or okay?
Yep, yep. Colin was working in a different business of mine back in the day. He actually used to be a client probably 6 years ago, 5 years ago, in a whole different business. And then we became, he kind of joined the team. And when I started CryptoLabs, I was like, you want to jump on the CryptoLabs team? Because he was really into crypto and DeFi as well. And he's like, yep, I'm all in. So we kind of, he jumped on the team for CryptoLabs, and me and him have just been building it ever since.
How many are you in the team?
4.5.
Ah, okay, okay. No, it's amazing. I learned a lot in your. I don't know how you call it right now. It was a course that it was once a month. You had to pay a fee, and you
Yep.
have a lot of info. Can you tell us more about it and try to explain people what are you
Sure.
doing with Crypto Labs and
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. We are always pivoting, depending on what people want and need. Like we just brought in our monthly masterminds, so we have like a business of blockchain mastermind now. Everyone gets access to it, where we really break down business opportunities on the blockchain. Because I think someone who wants to start a business right now and is learning about crypto and DeFi, I think it's incredible time to start gaining that expertise. I think there's going to be agencies that are going to be built. I think Web 2 companies are going to need consulting for Web to go into Web 3. And we have some designers. So we kind of have the business of blockchain. We talk about business, entrepreneurship, even outside of blockchain. So we're really trying to incubate how do you create revenue streams with side hustles, with whatever your passion and interest is. That's the space I've been in for a decade. So we have that. We've got our passive income crew, which is an investor group. When people join the Underdog Investor, it's changed a lot since you were there. We have a bunch of different investor groups, and people can join whichever group they want. We have a true DeFi group coming in. That's all around yield farming, staking, liquidity pools, concentrated liquidity pools, any passive income opportunity that you're not just putting your money into some DApp and hoping someone does something with it. This is, true DeFi, yield bearing tokens, perpetual exchanges, owning a piece of the company and getting the fees from it. And you can make up to 100% a year APY on like not the safer side, but you can do it without going. You can do it with very stable pairs. So like that's 1% return every 3 days. I think that's really good when you can control also what you're doing with your tokens and coins. And then we just write a community in there. It's exactly what I wish I would have had for $100 a month. It's exactly what I wish I would have had. It would have helped me. I lost about $250,000 in crypto. I would have avoided losing $250,000 in crypto if I would have had a group like that. So I think it's as much education as it is implementation and community, because we all get effed here and there. And it's just nice to have a community that kind of, you don't feel like such a loser because you see that other people lose as well as you learn how to play this game. So I think it's just that's kind of our intention with it.
what I first appreciated about your course was the first like I remember there were like 8 chapters that you explained like one after the other. What is blockchain? What are a polygon? What is the difference between each one? The river, I remember the avenue,
Yep.
the
Well, we got to know this stuff. It's like if someone is holding Bitcoin, but they've never read the white paper and they don't actually understand how it works, then they are gambling. They're not investing. We have a new book coming out. It's an ebook coming out of like from gambler to investor or from degen to investor. We're still working with the title, but it's like I'd say 99% of people in this space are gambling and they're calling it investing, and they feel very sophisticated because it feels great to say, "Oh, hey, I'm an investor." Just like, and I'm being harsh here, but I say it with love. It's like, "Hey, I'm an entrepreneur that makes $0 and I really just have an Instagram page and I'm actually not an entrepreneur," but it feels good. But I think it creates a bit of a disservice for the individual because the individual feels like an entrepreneur and they're actually lying to themselves, and they're, instead of facing the pain, they're just pretending to be someone they're not. Fair. In DeFi, in crypto, I think a lot of people are saying I'm an investor, but they've lost more money than they've made. That's okay. Just confront it. Don't lie to yourself, and then get the education you need to do it. And I think a lot of people don't have an education, and so they're just gambling away. they don't understand what they're investing in, and they're listening to Crypto Bernie, who I'm sure has amazing stuff, but if they don't understand why they're doing it, um, I think it's a dangerous place to be. Even if Crypto Bernie, even if you or I or someone has great information, I don't care who the authority is. No one is an authority in my life. I don't care how smart they are. Give me the information, but I'm going to make the final judgment call on my decisions in life. And the only way I could do that is by having an education and the knowledge I need.
Yeah, sure. That's why DYOR and due
Yeah, that's
diligence
right.
and all this
But
stuff
this is
that
this
is
is
really
people's
important.
this is people's DYOR. Their do your own research is
But they don't do it.
they jump on YouTube. That's their research platform. They listen to Lucas, so they're not doing their own research. They're listening to someone else's research, and then they're slapping their stamp of approval without understanding why they did it. So, do your own research for most people is, oh, hop on, listen to someone else, and call that research. And it's not. It's digging into the white papers, and it's really understanding, without external influence, what is this, and does this fit my investment criteria?
Yeah. So what we really need to teach people is show them all these previous stuff before investing. Let me tell you something that I did at the beginning. I started hearing your chats and all this info from Colin also, and as I said, I have to invest now. Now I have to invest now, and I jumped without finishing the course, the teaching. It happened to me. It can happen
Yeah,
to anyone
I've done
because
it too. Like my hand is
I'm,
up.
uh, I was in a hurry. I had to invest. I got to Stable Fund, to Stable Fund support channel. It doesn't exist. It's a scammer. I lost, I don't know how much money.
E, got
You're in
it.
a hurry to invest because you think that you will lose a lot of time
Got it.
uh,
Yep.
and an opportunity. It's not a FOMO. FOMO
Yeah.
is missing of was a
It's
fear of
dangerous.
missing out,
Dangerous.
and it happened to me. So we have to teach people or try to tell them not to hurry, risk, manage your risk, and
Agreed.
I don't know. What are the types of DeFi projects that you like at this moment? Not the DeFi like one, but the category that you like at
Yep.
this moment.
Sure. Sure. That's a big question. So I have been focused for the last 6 months. I've created a very specific strategy for my crypto bull run portfolio. I think the greatest opportunity for most people who are watching this, and you're going to do your own research and not listen to me, you're going to have to make your own thesis on what is BlackRock doing? What are the big movers doing? Where's the institutional money going? I think a lot of people are chasing returns and yields in DeFi right now, and there are opportunities to do so, but they're very small compared to the yield you can get by just even if you hold the top 10 tokens in market cap. When institutional money comes in, I think there's going to be, if you count your returns, let's say you buy some, don't do this, but let's just say you buy Avalanche because I like Avalanche. I think AVAX has a really awesome future potential. XRP, I'm a big holder of XRP. Let's just say it 10x's. So you make 1,000% on it. You're not going to do that in an ROI DApp. And I think, or even trusting someone else to do your own trading. So for me, I'm very focused on coins and tokens that have a really high probability of having future success when institutional money comes in. So I've got my strategy was to build up about $250,000 bag in that. So it's $250,000. I'm about $20,000 short still. I'm still dollar cost averaging every Friday, looking for about a 10x on the portfolio. And I have my exits for every coin, every token, which is just about 18 of them planned. So let's just say I'm in Bitcoin, which I am. At $50,000, I sell a little Bitcoin. At $75,000, I sell more. At $100,000, I sell more, and I leave a little bit left for the moonshot. If it doesn't happen, then I sell the rest of it. So every coin and token, I have an exit strategy. Kind of, I ladder out of it. When it comes to passive income returns, anything I can stake, I'll stake. Any mid cap or small cap like Arbitrum, Radiant, anything I'm holding. I think I have $5,000 of ARB, $5,000 of Radiant. Those are in liquidity pools or staking. So if I'm earning 20, 30% on it, Radiant, I was earning 100% on it for a while. I've got those things staked for true DeFi kind of yields and returns. And when it comes to dApps, or anything ROI dApps, I'll get into new stuff all the time, but I'm only in it for like 14 to 21 days and I'm out. So if something like whatever project comes out, I'll get in there, I'll make 20, 30, 40% of my money, and I am ruthless with getting out. Like I'm done, I'm out.
No, okay. And what do you think about the IRLs? I think you call them investing in real life, like I don't know, Project 79, and I
Yep.
saw Foodtopia and these kind of projects in NFTs. Do you like
Yeah.
NFTs investing or?
I don't like it if it's a sunk cost because they've actually I'll do it because I enjoy the game, but those aren't my biggest earners. So um I'm a little, excuse me, a little hesitant if the return's not huge and it's going to take me a year and a half to get my return on a sunk cost for an NFT. I don't really see the upside to that. And I think a lot of investors in this space get excited by, real life assets. What they don't understand is, let's say you buy an NFT for $1,000 and you make, I don't freaking know, 50%,
7%?
7%, sure, 7%
A
on it
month.
a month. So let's just say it takes you a year and a half or so to recoup your initial investment. And it's if a sunk cost, that's not actually a really good deal because you could invest in a real world business traditionally and you'll get your initial back plus some really awesome returns depending what kind of business you invest in. And so like there's so many crowdsourcing type websites now where you're investing your money, it's not a sunk cost, you get it back, your principal plus some awesome returns, and people are like, well, that's gambling because it's a startup world. Yes, but a lot of crypto and DeFi, these guys are raising money for startups, and their failure rate is just going to be as high as real world businesses. So if I have a sunk cost, to me, I don't really see the upside to doing that versus just going to invest in a real world business through a trusted institution and being able to reap the rewards. Now, if you're not an accredited investor, then the opportunities are limited, but there's still some great opportunities, crowdsourced opportunities. So I'm kind of like, meh, NFTs, blah, but I'll play with it. Like Orange Financial, I played with.
I like that one, and I
Yeah,
believe that team is really awesome.
hundred
I
percent.
thought I thought Ballybots was also a nice project, but but it had problems.
It has some problems.
But that guy, I like Jeremy. I believe
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
we had a good AMA with them. Colin had it with them. I'm gonna release that video sometime next week, so I'm sure there'll be some really great stuff on that.
So the focus here for this interview was to talk about the Underdog project. Can you specify what is it is and try to teach everyone this opportunity we can have?
Sure. Maybe before I do that, because I really want people, I can't help but just want to help people. Um, I think the opportunities we have in the Underdog Investor Group or anyone else's programs, I think they're great opportunities. It doesn't have to be ours. It can. A lot of people have really great stuff. I think ours is the best, but I'm biased. But if we have a short term approach to this game, and if we're desperately just trying to make money, I went through a season when I quit the rigs. I was 24 or 5, 10 years ago or so. I quit the oil rigs and I was chasing money for 3 years, chasing it, looking for the get rich quick stuff, chasing every online opportunities, Googling how to make money online, blah, blah, blah. And the harder I chased money, the faster it ran for me. When I said, okay, F this isn't working. What if I focused on what do I want to master? What do I want to become a master of? And how do I create value or look for value? How do I bridge the gap? So either let's say crypto Bernie, let's say you are delivering massive value. How can I be a part of that so I can make some returns, like actually look for value? Or how do I create the value myself? And how do I master something? So even before I got into crypto, I had to sit down and say, this isn't something that I'm going to jump on for an hour a week and click around and try to make money. I'm going to master this. I probably read 30 books on it. I read books.
Look at your library. It's amazing.
This is mastering. Like this is
Wow.
like 1,000 pages. I understand maybe 2% of this. Like I actually like it's way beyond me. It's the whole programming of like it's insane.
No, I started hearing about it and I don't understand anything. I closed
Dude,
it.
it's too much. But I picked up 10% of it, and 10% of it over 1,000 pages is a lot. So, like, I'm not a programmer, but I said if I'm going to make money in crypto and DeFi, this cannot be a hobby. It can't. Like, it's not going to work if it's a hobby, and most people are treating it like a hobby and they're losing money. It needs to. Am I willing to master this? The answer was yes, and I got into it, and I'm still learning and I'm still mastering it. It's probably going to be a decade-long thing. So if you are to ever join anything, I think the question you have to ask yourself is, I'm going to join this Underdog Investor Group or someone else's thing. Am I willing to really master this thing? And am I willing to fully commit? Doesn't mean 20, 30 hours a week. It just means when I'm in it, I'm in it, and I'm going to take my time and I'm going to be patient. So the Underdog Investor Group, I think, is a great fit for people of that nature who are like, I understand this is a business I'm building. I do see it as a business. This is my crypto and DeFi business. It's my little side hustle. I'm going to master it. It's a lot different than when you were in there. We take members through an onboarding where they create their investor profile. They really understand what kind of investor they are, what opportunities they're looking for, what they're going to say yes to, and more importantly, what they're going to say no to. And they really understand what kind of investor they are. Once they go through that, they join our main community portal. And from there, they have a ton of different investor groups they can join dependent on what best fits their criteria. So everything from the financial freedom educational portal, we have a very deep crypto educational portal, everything to the passive income in crypto portfolio community. We've got the true DeFi community, like I was talking about, yield
Yeah.
farming, liquidity pools. A lot of people are really loving that right now. We're still building it, but a lot of people are looking for opportunities that are truly decentralized, and I think that's a really smart move. We have the Wealth Builder Investor Group, which is all about building a bull run portfolio. In there's a chat, there's a community, there's support. We run 2 calls a week. Right now, we do a Q&A call on Tuesdays where people can ask any crypto, any DeFi, any questions, and Colin actually helps them out. We run investor calls every Friday where we cover all the newest opportunities. And then we do an investor report. So members every week get an investor report, which breaks down all the updates for the week. And now we started panel calls. So as we meet more and more really influential people in crypto, we bring them on a panel call, and anyone in the community can jump on, ask a question face to face. We've got Project 79 on our first panel call. And then we have a few influencers on kind of YouTube influencers coming in to talk about finance. And we may have a Turo expert. So someone who created I think $25,000 a month business off Turo with zero money down. So we're just trying to find people to bring in so we can interview, and then members can ask them questions. What we're really going for is just a portal for financial freedom. Doesn't have to be crypto and DeFi. I've been in entrepreneurship for almost a decade, so we have a lot of those conversations. It's kind of what our big vision is for it right now, and it's probably going to take us 3 to 6 months to complete it, is if the conversation is around money and mastering money and really understanding how the financial world works, that's ultimately what we want to create, which is why we call it the Underdog Investor Group. No longer is it the CryptoLabs passive income membership, because it's way beyond that. It's for the small guy who might not have $1 million, but has something and has creativity. How can we turn that creativity, that idea, into revenue? And how can we invest that revenue to multiply it instead of working like a dog for the rest of your life?
That's amazing. I really like it, and probably I will get in also again.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on, man.
No,
And
it's
I'm really
amazing.
excited for our guests who are coming in, because I get access to some people that
Wow.
most people just, they don't have a business around it, so they wouldn't get access to these people. And so I'm like, well, how can I use my relationships with people and turn that into value for the community? So everyone we interview, I ask them, hey, do you want to come speak to our community? And they're a very quick yes. So there's really smart people lined up to speak to our members. We're trying to do that once a month. Might turn into twice a month, but we'll see.
That's an excellent opportunity. I had during the pandemic. I had something like this in the real world. Something
Cool.
about, and it was amazing to talk to great
Hell
guys
yeah.
and have discussions. It was not around the finance or anything, or
Yeah.
crypto or anything, but it was really amazing to talk to people that you believe it. you don't
Yeah.
have the reach.
Me too,
Because
dude. Like I'm so grateful that I get invited to different masterminds and different things because as much as it's awesome to speak or to help, it's just like I get just as much out of it because I meet the other speakers or I meet the other panelists and I always leave. Everything in the world is vibration. We all know this, and everything is energy and everything is vibrating. And the things we want are vibrating at a higher frequency than we are. And so for me, it's like the game of life is just how do I wake up and how do I vibrate up here? So when I'm on a live with Crypto Bernie, I can selflessly just give from the overflow of my cup. When I'm Friday and I'm hanging out with the girlfriend, how can I vibrate here so I can give her everything that's, but how do I take care of myself? How do I get myself vibrating up here? And so getting around people who inspire you raises your vibration, full stop. You don't have to do anything. And that to me is the power of a mastermind community or just getting around other people. That can be free too. It's just typically if you're getting all your friends and around you to do a mastermind group, they're all as afraid and as unknowledgeable as you because you guys are all at the same level and that's fine. But to me, I'm like, how do I find the people who are just a few steps ahead of me or 100 steps ahead of me? And how do I just get around them and see what they talk about? And I always come home from these things and I'm like,
wow.
time to level up.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
it's time to level up.
Where did you learn to speak so well? Because I've learned that you didn't go to college and you had a lot of really hard experiences, the risks, as you said,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I'm really impressed all the time. What the way you speak is really motivational. It's
Oh,
inspiring.
thank
So I
you.
don't know, but that's what I felt when I first heard. I don't know where I started. I don't know where I heard you the first time. Probably on YouTube or something, but it was wow, this guy speaks really nice
Oh,
and
thank you.
and
Thank you.
gets you to the world. I don't know if it's a compliment, too much compliment, but it's
No, thank you. Thank you. I think I remember after high school or after the rig experience sitting down and looking for jobs. I was 25, but I couldn't really get hired for much except roofing or framing or whatever because that's what my background was and I really didn't want to use my body anymore cuz I was just sore and I'm like I'm not working in the heat for 12 hours a day anymore. And I started looking up what are some of the highest paid skills so I could self learn some skills and maybe be of value in the marketplace. It was sales, it was marketing, it was speaking. And so I took speaking courses, I took sales courses. It's all the same thing. And literally, you're always selling. Some people don't like when I say this, but you are literally selling your wife on staying with you or your girlfriend on staying with you. You better be selling her on a daily
yeah,
basis, not
yeah, sure.
verbally manipulating, because that's not what sales is, but reminding her of like why there's value in this relationship for her. Most guys just stop giving a shit and they wonder why their woman leaves them and now they cry about it. It's like you've ignored her, or you're selling your kids on doing the right thing and you're trying to persuade them to eat their
Yes,
vegetables, not the pizza, whatever. You are selling the people around you. You are selling your boss for a promotion, constantly selling your employees to do a good job. Life is a sale. You're selling yourself on believing in yourself. You're selling yourself on waking up and getting out of bed at 5:30 a.m. and you're selling yourself to work out whatever. So I think after 10 years of doing that every single day, I hope you get good at it. So I think I have room to improve always with my speaking, but I do a video almost every single day and I do an interview once or twice a week. So I think just by doing it, and then I sometimes will listen back to myself and be like, that, oh, you said too many times. Lucas, you can improve your eye contact with this and that. I'll take some notes and I just try to improve.
okay. I was impressed with something. This is more like what I've heard in your videos. Your latest videos are getting in health and getting a better body training. And but what I was impressed not is that you were doing some exercise, but saying that it's difficult to buy something from another guy that is a fat guy, is not a, is, I don't know how to explain this, but That was
Bro,
impressive for me. It's
bro,
real.
when people don't like to hear this, and I don't care if I like something or not. I just want the truth. And the truth, oftentimes, when it's brought to the surface, typically people don't like it. But that to me tells me there's probably some truth there. So if someone says something and I don't like it, human beings are very good at creating their own narratives and lying to themselves. We're really good at it. But you cannot tell me, I don't care who you are, if there are two guys who you're going to trust your life with, or you're going to trust your money to, or you're going to trust them to hold their word. One guy is ripped. He's looking good. He's healthy. He shakes your hand with a firm handshake, looks you in the eye and says, I got you. You don't even know this. Like, you can't buy a body. You can buy a Ferrari. You can buy a watch. You can buy all this stupid crap and pretend to be somebody. You cannot buy character, and you can't buy your health. That is worked on every single day with consistency over a long period of time. To me, a college and university degree is useless, except for it shows that someone showed up every single day for 4 years at a place and committed to something and followed through with it. So if I'm going to hire you and you went to university, I like that because it tells me you kind of showed up with consistency and you showed up every single day at a time and you finished the work. But if I'm going to hire you, and again, I don't care if someone likes it, and there's two people, but come on, and one is healthy, one is strong, one is fit, one has good character, and the other is sloppy, has a belly, does not take care of themselves, and I'm trusting you to help me run my company, and I really need you to show up at your highest, best self. Who am I going to hire?
Yeah.
And so when we respect a man who takes care of himself, we just look next time you're in a group of people and someone who's in shape walks in, they instantly command authority and respect because you can't buy that. That's a character trait. I don't care about someone's muscles. I just care about the character it takes to build that. So typically, we respect someone, we gravitate towards someone with money, not because it's the money, it's the character and the drive and the discipline it took to make it. Now, if you put me in a room full of literally boys who are just given money and they have no discipline, they're spending it on hookers and blow and they don't care, I have zero respect and I leave. I don't want to be around those people. I don't care how much money you have. So to me, people don't like when they hear it. But if you're not in shape and you're not taking care of yourself, you are missing out on so many opportunities that you don't even know would come your way if you got strong in character and in body.
Yeah, sure. I think the same thing for the same
Yeah.
thing.
I'm not
It's
talking about being an Instagram model with like
no,
huge, like, I'm not talking about
it's
that. I'm just talking
it's
about
taking care of
care of
yourself,
yourself. That's
showing
it.
that you're taking care of yourself and have
That's it.
discipline
That's
and
it.
as you said, it's not easy to go through college and finish a degree. It's not easy. But
No,
if you take care of yourself and finish your degree and go ahead
100%.
and build, like you said on your bicycles, it's you build, and that's it. That's what you have to see.
That's it.
So, Lucas, I really appreciate the time
Yeah, of
I
course.
talked to you, and I hope to talk a lot about it and talk a lot about crypto in the future.
Let's
It was a
go.
small talk that we were programmed to do, and I just wanted to say hi and introduce you to what I'm trying to build here. Here, it's not easy. It's
Yeah,
not
what do you
easy
got
to
going on? What do you got going on? What are you building? What's your vision?
I what I've been trying to do is try to follow what you said, trying to teach people in Spanish in the Latin American community about these opportunities that I see in blockchain. That's why I work in finance.
Got it.
My day job is finance. So the first time I heard about cryptocurrency, I said, "Nah, that's bullshit." Sorry for the BS.
Yeah.
That's BS. So when I got in and I saw what blockchain, what I learned from from CryptoLabs, I noticed that there's a lot of opportunities here for the evolution of the world will be around blockchain. It's what I feel. So I wanted to transmit this information to a lot of people in Latin America that don't believe about it and don't know about it.
Got it.
There's a lot of obviously there's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of of Roy Dabs that you put money and they offer 1% a
Not
day.
good.
That's impossible to keep, and you believe that's real, but at the end, it's not possible.
Yeah.
But what I feel is great is like these top coins, top tokens that you're talking about. Those have those are built or are building something great for the future. In I believe in finance. I believe in centralized finance, but I believe that decentralized
Yep.
finance is doing a lot of things, and that the current banks um, are not giving people what they should do.
Correct. Agreed.
And all this stuff that is creating that's been creating around the blockchain and all this technology will be amazing. And if the people in my homeland and I don't know, all in Spanish people learn about it, probably they can find something great.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to build through YouTube and through my channel.
Let's
I don't
go.
know where I will get to, but
Keep with it, man. Keep with it. I'm telling you, it's speaking and communicating. Some of the world's best paid people, they speak and they communicate. That's literally all they do, and they get paid the big bucks for it. So if you can constantly learn to do that and captivate people's attention and make them think and have them come back for more, you can build anything you want, which is really, really incredible.
yeah, I know. So
Cool.
I appreciate your time. I
Yeah.
want the last question I had is, what is the most important advice for people in crypto? What will you say is the most important?
Most important thing? Ooh, the most. This is a good question because I have like 1,000, but
Or tell me three top
yeah, it'll
important
have
for
to be three because it won't give it context. I'd say education. Spend a month learning, like actually just commit to learning it, because when you can understand how it works, you can put the pieces together. And I know a lot of people who have 100 grand in crypto, and I was like, do you know how that works? And they have no idea. And I just find that scary. So education, patience. I know it's I know it's the FOMO is real and you want to get in now and you want to make some money now. I get it. But every time I have been impatient in my life, every time it has bit me in the ass. Now, I'm not talking about a sense of urgency. Like, that's great. A sense of, like, I've pulled all nighters to learn something so I could pull the trigger on it. When I see opportunity, I want to take it right away, but not from a place of fear, not from a place of, FOMO, missing out. It's always bit me in the butt. And I would probably say three, this is still early in crypto and DeFi and blockchain. And so be prepared to lose money and don't take it personally. It is the cost of admission. And I do think it's the cost of learning how to play this game. You'll send money to the wrong wallet. You got hit by that scammer for stable fund. I've done that too at first. And I just felt like such an idiot. And I felt so ashamed. There's no shame in it. We're learning. To me, I'm like, it's the man or the woman in the arena. I don't care how much I dislike what you're saying or even disagree with you. If someone is in the arena and they're playing the game, I have so much respect for you. I might not like you. I might not want to hang out with you, but I actually respect you. Like, you are a warrior. So everyone who's in the crypto game to me they're in the arena, and I have zero respect for spectators who just, the little YouTube commenters who are like, crypto Bernie, like blah blah blah. It's just, go away. I really don't care what your opinion is. I want to hang around with people like Crypto Bernie who are in the arena, or your audience who's probably in the arena, and we'll make mistakes in there and it's going to hurt, but there's no shame in it. So I don't know. That's a long answer.
No, thank you for your time. It's amazing. And sorry, my English is not the best
Your
because I
English
don't
is
practice
perfect.
it all the time. But
It's so
but
good.
it's amazing to have the opportunity to speak with you, and hope we can do it again sometime soon.
I know. Gracias. So I'll end with that. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias.
Sí, sí.
And
Gracias, amigo.
I had promised some guy that I was going to talk about his project, but it was this Gabo that was the first one that talked about it, and Mostro. I hope he does great with that project. I don't know, but I promised I was going to say something, but That's
Cool.
the end.
Cool.
Okay. So have a nice evening.
Thank
and
you,
see
sir.
You around.
You too.
Anytime you want to come to Colombia, you're more than welcome.
I would love to come. Who do I have? I have a friend in Colombia, lives in Medellin,
Yeah.
and has a motorcycle for me. He keeps saying, "Come down. We'll ride motorcycles." He has all these awesome roads he goes on. So I need to go down. I want to go to Peru this winter, but I'd like to go to Medellin and hang out.
You can go from arrive to Medellin, go down to Bogota, and then go back down to Peru.
That's what I'll do. I'll hit you up when I do. I'll hit you up when I do.
Every time, you're more than welcome. This is your house.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye. Thank you for your time.
Thank
Ciao.
you. Thank you. See ya.